Welcome to part 4 of the narcissism analysis on Zanab Jaffries from Love is Blind. In the last part, we saw Cole and Zanab make up after a big fight. Cole then tried to cook Zanab dinner, but she ended up taking over the kitchen and ordering him round as if he were her child. Now they're about to sit down to eat the dinner, and we get an interview with Cole, giving us some insight about how he's feeling about their relationship at this point.
You would think that there'd be a lot of excitement and energy going into your wedding day, and it just seems like I'm getting two different versions of Zanab. There'll be one day where I wake up and she's madly in love with me, and there'll be another morning where she has all these issues, and I'm just confused because it's just hard to get a read on where she's really at.
This is a very common sentiment from victims of narcissists. Narcissists have black and white thinking. At any one point in time, their partner is either being idealized, viewed as all good in the narcissist's mind, or being devalued, viewed as being all bad in the narcissist's mind, with no in-between. This is why victims often talk about their relationship being like a roller coaster or a Jekyll and Hyde situation. They're treated well and told how much they're loved, and then the narcissist switches and abuses them. And it's very hard to predict which version will appear at any one point in time. This is one of the reasons that victims end up walking on eggshells. They don't want to trigger the bad version emerging. But actually, this is impossible in the long run. The abuse will always surface. So far, we've seen Cole switch from being idealized,
I think I'm falling in love with you too.
to being devalued,
I don't care at this point.
to being idealized again,
Without a doubt, like in love with like the man that you are.
to being devalued again.
This was meant to be you cooking for me, babe.
Now, Zanab and Cole are sitting down to eat dinner together.
What's up?
What am I missing? You have me very confused. Where are you at? Are you actually gonna marry me?
Zanab has been using the upcoming wedding as a way to control Cole. When things are going well, she implies that she's going to say yes.
The last few days have made it very easy for me to imagine wedding day. Each day I'm like, you like slowly slide into like husband instead of like fiance.
If Cole steps out of line, she implies that she might say no.
I think you should pick your words very carefully. Wedding day will be here really soon.
Are you wearing a black?
This has resulted in an insecurity in Cole, which works out well for Zanab because it means she can continue to control him using the carrot and the stick of saying no or yes at the wedding. This is a manipulation known as triangulation, and as I explained in part 3, it's commonly used by narcissists in this way. After being rocked by these push and pull manipulations, it makes sense that Cole would want some clarity on where Zanab stands regarding the wedding.
Are you actually gonna marry me?
If I could make a decision off of the pods and off of the last 2 weeks, I'm 1,000% in. Even with you spilling chicken and Nerf gunning.
Cole is actually back to being idealized by Zanab. Mere minutes ago she was ordering him round, getting angry with him for messing up the chicken, yelling, "What's wrong with you?" and threatening that he should watch his words because the wedding's coming up soon. Now she's 1,000% in for the wedding. This is the compartmentalization of a narcissist. The argument's over now, and we're on to the next moment, where everything's great. Zanab just breezes over the whole kitchen situation, saying she's in, even with Cole spilling chicken and Nerf gunning. It's almost waved away as if it were just a minor thing. She doesn't feel the need to clear the air and discuss what happened, or apologize for her part in the escalation. It's simply assumed that all the blame lies with Cole for messing up the chicken and Nerf gunning. This is caused by her narcissism blinding her to the fact that she's done anything wrong. It shows her lack of accountability, her sense of entitlement, and her lack of empathy in not being able to see things from Cole's point of view.
Like
You're
that kind of
1,000%
stuff.
in.
Oh, yeah, off of the pods and off of the last 2 weeks, Cole, yes. Yes, I am.
As you might expect, Cole is incredulous. He can't believe that Zanab's in after what has just gone on. Cole doubting Zanab is giving her challenge fuel. His emotional reaction is fueling her, but he's threatening her control by implying she's not being genuine. You can feel Zanab's fury starting to rise because of this challenge as she repeats herself forcefully to reassert control.
The Nerf gunning, was that
The
bad of a
sale
negative?
date? Oh, Cole. I have moments, Cole, where I'm like so sure that I totally am. But I, honest to God, don't think I will know until I'm walking down that aisle to you.
In a matter of seconds, Zanab has gone from being 1000% in to saying she won't know until she's walking down the aisle. She's completely contradicted herself. This is because Cole has really started to challenge her control, which results in her reversing her opinion to devalue him and assert control.
That's not what a girl who wants to marry me or is about to marry me is gonna say.
If it comes to a moment where I know I'm not going to marry you, I will let you
Okay,
know.
it's
So now Zanab's going to let Cole know when she knows she isn't going to marry him. But she just said that she wouldn't know until she was walking down the aisle, by which point it would surely be too late to let him know. So her latest statement doesn't make any sense. It's actually a manipulation called future faking, where a narcissist says they'll do something in the future, which allows them to assert control in the now. Whether or not they actually follow through and do that promised action depends on whether it benefits them or not when the future point comes.
see, I'm past that now. What I'm to now is, are you marrying me or not?
I would love to marry you. We have like insane chemistry. We laugh together. Like life's not boring. We pray together. Great. Sign me up. 100%.
So now we're up to 100%. We've gone from 1000% to she won't know until walking down the aisle, to she'll let Cole know when she knows, to 100%. This is a word salad, a communication by a narcissist that doesn't make sense or stops the discussion from progressing. Because Zanab is an unaware narcissist, she didn't start the conversation consciously planning to go round in circles with her positions. Like all unaware narcissists, she asserts control in the moment. It's like a knee-jerk reaction, whether it's telling Cole what he wants to hear, that she'll say yes, or flipping it and telling him that she won't know until the wedding. It's just her twisting in different directions to assert control and draw fuel from Cole's reaction in each moment. Because of the way a narcissist compartmentalizes each moment, it doesn't matter to Zanab that her position is constantly shifting. Plus, she doesn't have a sense of accountability or empathy to prod her into being clear and straight with Cole. A word salad like this has the added benefit of frustrating and confusing the victim, which leads to more fuel. But it wasn't planned consciously by Zanab to do this. That's just a nice side effect. On the other hand, an aware narcissist revels in purposely leading their victim round in circles and contradictions, finding it amusing, like a cat playing with a mouse.
This experiment led me to you. I fell in love with someone despite the little weird things you do about your lifestyle.
Yet again, Zanab has a little dig at Cole, criticizing him to assert control over him and draw fuel. This is judgmental and haughty. Different narcissists use different methods to control people and draw fuel from them. There are many, many ways of doing this. It ranges from being the fun, energetic party person to being the self-pitying slob, moaning about how terrible their life is, to being the bullying manager or the knowledgeable wine connoisseur. One of Zanab's main methods of gaining control and fuel is to criticize. Think about how many times we've seen her criticize Cole already. He said the word good instead of great, played table tennis aggressively, wasn't a good chess teacher, put a towel across the coffee table, didn't talk to her when he got up, stresses her out, dropped the padlock, didn't give her the right wine glass, cooked the fries too late, didn't flip the chicken well, didn't season the chicken well, shot the Nerf gun at her. Then she brought up the chicken and Nerf gun again. Now she's saying there are weird things he does about his lifestyle. By the way, when I say that narcissists use methods to get control and fuel, I don't mean they do this consciously. The vast, vast majority of narcissists are unaware, They don't know they're narcissists, so they don't know that they need to control people and gain fuel. It just feels really good when they get lots of attention and when people do what they say. So naturally, they gravitate towards activities that work in achieving this.
And it still doesn't change the fact that
What are the weird things
it
that I
doesn't
do?
make me not love you. It does aggravate me.
What are the weird things that I do?
Throw towels on the floor.
Finding fault, criticism.
You throw towels in the bathtub.
Yeah, I do, because I pick them up off the floor and at least they're in the bathtub.
So Zanab's doing something pretty similar to what she just criticised Cole for. That's the classic narcissist hypocrisy. Cole's accusation is challenging her control, so she must reject accountability. It seems like she's trying to blame shift to Cole, sort of implying that the towels in the bath might have originally been his and she picked them up off the floor. But she doesn't actually come out and say this clearly. She uses vagueness to imply it, a valuable tool for narcissists. Zanab also just asserts that the towels are better in the bathtub than on the floor, something that many people would probably disagree with. Her refusal to admit doing anything wrong shows her lack of accountability.
At least they're in the bathtub.
Oh, that's so much better.
You leave dishes out, you let the trash become like
You leave hair in the
overflowing.
toilet.
Cole doesn't accept Zanab's explanation, which signals that he isn't under control. Zanab deflects with a new accusation against Cole.
You leave hair in the
overflowing.
toilet.
Yes, that's where my hair goes. And the next person that pees can flush it.
Unfortunately for Zanab, Cole doesn't back down. He responds with a new accusation against her, saying she leaves hair in the toilet. Zanab's comeback is simply saying, yes, that's where my hair goes. She's dismissive and invalidates Cole having an issue with it, basically saying, you're wrong, this isn't a problem because I say so. That's where my hair goes. Zanab isn't even willing to accept that this action might not be pleasant for somebody else, let alone change her behaviour. Lack of accountability, sense of entitlement, and hypocrisy.
And I'm doing all, and I'm like, I'm doing this with you because I want to do it with you.
Wait, what's that?
This is just the living situation. It was the kitchen.
Another criticism. Repetition. She just keeps bringing these things up to beat Cole over the head with and assert control over him.
Is it?
But, like-
Is this too messy?
No, it's fine. Mess can be cleaned up.
Contradiction and word salad. She brings up the kitchen, then when Cole asks if it's too messy, no, it's fine, mess can be cleared up. So why bring it up if it's not a problem?
So tell me you still want to go through with this marriage.
I do want to go through with it.
You want to marry me.
I would love
I
this to
can't
end
even
with me marrying
spill
you.
chicken without you thinking I'm immature or something. We can't get past 20 minutes together without some
Okay.
type
Well,
of
this
a
sounds
tripwire.
like you don't want to marry me, so you should not be asking me this.
That's
you
what
should
I'm
be
saying.
asking
No,
yourself.
Again, as we saw in part 3, as soon as Cole brings up Zanab's behaviour towards him, she shuts him down. This time, instead of a threat, she uses a deflection and blame shifting. Basically, well, it sounds like you're the one who doesn't want to get married. She refuses to even entertain the idea that her actions are not ideal, let alone change. Lack of accountability and hypersensitivity to threats to control. Zanab feels entitled to act in any way she wants, repeatedly criticising Cole's behaviours, but the second she's criticised, once again, she's furious. Hypocrisy. This wraps up part 4 of the analysis. Please subscribe to my channel for future parts, including part 5, where the argument continues and Zanab storms out of the apartment.